Sir,
I
I
will.
didn't ask you about. I didn't ask you about any of that. I asked you if you
I
understand.
will, however,
Mr. Matson, don't interrupt me. I've muted Mr. Matson's device because he continues to interrupt me and not let me finish what I'm saying.
let me speak to.
I've muted Mr. Matson again because he unmuted himself and interrupted me.
We've got an absolutely wild court hearing to show you today. This time, it's a sovereign citizen who just will not stop ranting. He doesn't even pause to catch his breath. He's in court because he decided blowing off his probation officer was somehow a smart move, which, let's be honest, is basically begging for trouble. Now he's trying to argue his way out of it with a bunch of bizarre claims, but the judge isn't having any of it. Watching the judge shut him down so quickly is honestly pretty satisfying. Let me know in the comments what you think about these sovereign citizens and how the court should handle them. And if you enjoy content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Alright, let's dive in.
I am required to advise you at all stages of the proceeding that you do have a right to be represented by an attorney, and if you can't afford an attorney, the court will appoint one for you at public expense. Do you understand that?
I don't think you'd be violating your oath of office, Your Honor, by allowing me to the right to a fighting clause.
Sir, I didn't ask you about. I didn't ask you about any of that. I asked you if you understand.
I will, however,
Mr. Matson, don't interrupt me. The question I asked you is whether you understand that you have the right to be represented by an attorney.
I do understand I have a right to be represented by an attorney or not. Yes, sir.
Okay. You've previously waived that right. As I said, I have to advise you that at every stage of the hearing. So I have to ask you again, would you like to be represented by an attorney at this point?
As I started to say, Your Honor, I don't want the representation. However, I will use the help of handling paperwork due to my means here and having access to certain things in paperwork. I will use your court-appointed attorneys just to help with some paperwork.
Okay, so you don't have a right to have the public defender's office do your paperwork or handle any of that. You have the right to have them represent you or not represent you. So that is your choice.
Not represent me, that's fine then.
All right. So you've previously been arraigned on the probation violation. Do you know how you want to proceed? So your options are you can plead to it if you want, which means you'd be admitting guilt. The other option is that I can set it for a hearing and we can have a hearing on the matter, and then I'll decide based on the evidence submitted at that hearing.
Your Honor, all due respect, I wish, are you working under oath of office today, sir?
Sir, I'm not going to answer these questions or deal with this. We've dealt with you before and your sovereign citizen arguments. I've rejected them all. Sir, do not interrupt me. Do you want to have a hearing or do you want to plead?
I'll take your silence under your oath, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you want to have a hearing or do you want to plead?
I want the hearing. I want to go to trial. I want to go within 90 days to a trial or sooner.
All right. So Sierra will need about a 1-hour hearing on a probation violation.
As well as I'd like you to have the arresting officers that arrested me on that day. I would like their sergeant to be dressed in uniform and at that trial on that day as well, please.
These Zoom court hearings are honestly just absurd sometimes. This guy keeps interrupting everyone and talking over the judge, like he has no clue how any of this actually works. Personally, I think he should probably be held in contempt at this point because it's flat out disrespectful. And what is up with him insisting he needs an attorney just to handle his paperwork? That's not how it works. Attorneys represent you in court, not babysit you through every filing step. I can't even tell if he's serious or just putting on an act. Does he really believe the stuff he's saying? Then, out of nowhere, he starts demanding that a sergeant be present at his hearing. It feels like he's either making this up on the fly or reading some bizarre script. Honestly, he seems completely clueless, but every time he brings up random things like the sergeant, I just have no idea what he's trying to accomplish. Maybe he's just trying to waste everyone's time, that I'm honestly impressed the judge stays so calm through all of it. Because if it were me, I'd be over it fast. Eventually, though, the judge does snap back at him a little bit. Let me know in the comments. Do you think this guy is playing dumb? Or is he actually serious? Alright, let's jump into the video.
Alright, I think it will go more smoothly if you are here in person, so we will have you in person here from the jail.
All right, exactly what the hearing is going to be on that day?
So you've been charged with a violation of the terms of your probation.
Yeah.
For failing to report. So the hearing is going to be to determine whether or not you failed to report.
Okay, so it's going to be the trial that day.
Correct.
Okay, can I have the state police sergeant there at that trial?
What state police sergeant?
The state police sergeant of the arresting officers on the night of my arrest.
Who are the arresting officers?
I don't remember the exact names, but any state police sergeant in uniform would do.
Why do you want any state police sergeant to be present at the trial?
Just to show how arrests are made, and why they're made, and how they do the determination, how they bring people into jail.
Well, how is any of that relevant to whether or not you violated the terms of probation?
I believe there's a lot of relevancy there. I don't see where any of it's going to affect the courts in any way, shape, or form.
All right. So the issue that the court is going to determine has nothing to do with things that happened during your arrest. The issue is whether or not.
No, it's not about the arrest. It's about the arrest for the violation of probation as well.
All right. The only issue before the court that day is going to be whether or not you reported. So your arrest doesn't have any relevancy to that. So I'm not going to.
I beg to differ, Your Honor. I beg to differ because the jury is going to be a jury of my peers, and at this time,
sir,
you're not going to have a jury of my peers.
Sir, there's not going to be any jury. You're not entitled to a jury trial on a hearing about violating your probation.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood. I'm pretty sure that last time I spoke to you, you said that I had the right to a jury trial for determining if I was guilty for a violation of probation.
I've never seen you on this violation of probation.
I've seen you, or I've seen you just the other day, last week.
No, you didn't. A different judge conducted that hearing.
You're Michael Olsaver, aren't you? There was
yes,
Sloan, and then there was you. I've seen both.
You did not see me last week.
I did,
and so you're not entitled to a jury trial on a probation violation. So, again, we will have you back in person on.
Well, hold up then. So, if I'm not entitled to a trial to determine if I'm guilty or not, this is a criminal court, isn't it?
It's a criminal court where you have already pled guilty to a felony and been placed on probation.
Because I was at risk of dying in this.
I've muted Mr. Matson's device because he continues to interrupt me and not let me finish what I'm saying. Mr. Matson, I was saying that this is a criminal court wherein you have pled guilty to possessing a controlled substance, and you were placed on probation as a result of that. Your sentence was to be placed on probation. Subsequent to being sentenced to probation, there was an allegation that you failed to report in accordance with the terms of your probation. That is an alleged violation of probation. There's no right to a jury trial for a violation of probation, so the court will conduct. Let
me speak to.
I've muted Mr. Matson again because he unmuted himself and interrupted me. We will have you back on April 8th at 3:30, Mr. Matson. This hearing is concluded.
Let me know if you'd like to see the second half of this guy's hearing, because somehow it gets even more unhinged. For some reason, he keeps insisting that a sergeant has to be present at his next court date, and it just makes zero sense to me. It honestly feels like he just wants an audience to watch him act ridiculous. The next hearing is literally just about his probation, not even his arrest, so there's no reason for a sergeant to be involved. And it wasn't like he was asking for a specific sergeant from the local police. He was demanding the state sergeant, which is just bizarre. I don't know what this guy thinks is accomplishing. He's honestly a total joke that in my opinion, sovereign citizens like him should be held in contempt more often and charged for wasting the court's time. They don't take the judge seriously at all, and it's painful to watch. The way these sovereign citizens constantly talk over everyone and refuse to follow basic rules makes the courts look weak. Judges really shouldn't have to put up with this nonsense, and honestly, Zoom hearings only make it worse. Especially with people like this, whether they're sovereign citizens or they're just mentally unstable, it would be better to require in-person hearings. At least in person there's some structure, and people are less likely to turn the entire process into a circus anyway. Thanks so much for watching. I'm going to wrap this up here. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy videos like this, and let me know in the comments what you thought of this court hearing. I thought this guy was pretty strange. Maybe not the most extreme sovereign citizen I've seen, but definitely a little off his rocker. I appreciate you all tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.